So tonight's topic is back to school. So what we're doing is we are trying to help you have the best results from your parties and your appointments. And I'm trying to get this on view. There we go. Okay. So what my goal is to break down my appointments to help you feel more confident in what to bring to a party, how to show up to a party, what to do at the party. So we're going to start by how to pack for a party. So hopefully this will be beneficial for you. What I like to do is go through the actual party in my mind and think, what am I going to be doing at this appointment? And it could just be a one-on-one appointment, or it could be a party where you have or 3 to 4 or more people at the party. So I got my starter kit bag ready to go. And I thought I'll just put everything in here and then you can see kind of how I pack it. So the first thing I start with, obviously, mirrors and trays. So you want your mirrors and trays for everybody that you need at your party. So put in as many as you need. And then paperwork, I want to have closing sheets for each person. And I have the closing sheet with the recruiting information on the back. So I have one for each person and then an extra one for me. And if I had 4 people coming to the party, I might put a fifth mirror just in case somebody shows up or, there's a bonus person coming. And then I don't always reference this. In fact, I rarely do, but there's the fragrance worksheet. I like to have that in case somebody's asking about perfumes. And I used to keep this and I would say have this, but now we don't need it. This is the foundation tool, the foundation like finder. You don't even need that now because you can use your AI tool on your personal website. I actually used that on my appointment this morning to match the foundation and it was awesome. So you just have them go to your website, do the camera, and then it gives you the idea of what reference, what color that you think they're going to be. Okay, and then also paperwork. We need some catalogs. I like to bring lookbooks, but I don't usually pull this out until the end, like after I've closed the appointment, because I like to close from the set sheet, not from the catalog. If I give them the catalog, who knows what they're going to pick? But if I give them the set sheet, then I kind of know what things that they're going to be interested in or may choose. So I like to leave the catalog for after they've made their purchase. Now, sometimes they might ask me for one, and I'm not going to say, no, you can't have it, but I don't like to give it to them till afterwards. And then on top of my mirrors, I like to put my trays. Now, if you don't have all of the colors, that's okay. I want you to get I'm trying to open this. There we go. So the eyeshadow colors and the cheek colors, I put those in here. But if you don't have all the colors, the way I started with was just a compact. I just filled this up with the colors that I could use and that I liked, and then I would use these at my appointment. So whatever you have for color or glamour, you're going to put it on top of your mirrors. And then I kind of start from like the beginning. I'm saying, okay, what am I going to be using? Well, obviously we're going to do skincare. So I have my roll-up bag. And of course, I have the Value Firm Repair set, the Miracle set, the Mary Kay skincare line, and then some extras down here. And depending on who I'm going to see, I usually like to do either the gel mask, charcoal mask combo, or I do microdermabrasion, or I do the facial peel. So usually I'm doing this gel mask, charcoal mask combo, and then sometimes the eye patches. So I'll put that in here. And then I usually either put this on the top at the end or I carry it separate. So I'm just going to set that down. And then I'm thinking, okay, I'm going back to the set sheet and, we have all the skincare on there, but then you also have this set here. This is your eye makeup remover, micellar water, and finishing spray. So I like to pack that together. So I just toss that in my bag. Then now we're on to, so we've done all the skincare because that's everything you need, except you need some applicators. Oh, where did those go? They're in here. Here we go. You need a bag full of applicators. So it's all of the mascara wands that I need, cotton pads, there's some Q-tips, spatulas, eye wands, and lip wands. So that's all in here. So I just restock this and always have this floating in my bag ready to go. And then if I'm doing glamour, I might bring a full brush set. This is super helpful even if you're a brand new consultant, having a full brush set for someone to use, and then you can just wash it after they're done. But I like putting the extra brushes in the back, the blending brush, the foundation brush, and then the eyebrow brush. And I usually put a cream eyeshadow brush in here too. So that would go all in here in my bag. And then I have more applicators for all the people in the party. I like to have a foundation brush for every person at the party. Now, if you are new and you don't have foundation brushes for everyone at the party, that's totally fine. I would still encourage you to have at least one for the hostess to use, but you can work on getting more as you go because I love these brushes and I sell more when they're actually using them. So, and then I just go home and clean them. You clean them with soap, and then you can disinfect them with some isopropyl alcohol in like a little jar and kind of shush it in there and let it dry. And then these masking applicators, also really fun to use with the charcoal mask. So I like having those as a little bonus. A lot of people love those and then they buy them. Then we have CC cream, concealer, and foundation primer. Super easy. I put it all in a bag so I know exactly where it is. And then you can have powders. If you're new and you don't have the powders as testers, or if you haven't taken the powders out as testers, a great option is the translucent powder. So just use this for all the powder. So translucent powder is another option for you to do instead of colored powder. And then eyes. I like the cream eyeshadows. I have the cream eye brushes in there. You can see them there. And then a couple mascara options that I like. So I put that in here too. And then I also have, oh, a money bag. You got to have your money bag. So this has some cash in there because a few people pay with cash. Not very many people, but some people do. And then they need change. So I don't have a ton of money in here, but I do keep a little, I have about $12 in ones, $10 in fives and 110. And then I have sales tickets. I fold those up in here so I know where they are and I have an extra pen so that way I am ready to go. And then also you are going to have, uh, let's see, you're going to have some lips. That is, oh, and I also forgot this, microdermabrasion. I actually like having my tester, see how I labeled it tester? That way I know it's my tester and I'm not going to sell this one. But I like having it in the box because it looks kind of fancy in the box. So when I pull it out, I'm like, ooh, let's try microdermabrasion. So I just keep it in here when I go to my appointments. I just put it in my bag. And then washcloths. I actually like bringing real washcloths. I think most of you do as well. You can get these wet in advance if you wanted to save time and kind of help your process. If you wet them in advance and then I kind of wring them out, I put them on a microwave plate and I heat them in the microwave for about 2 minutes, like 1 minute, and then I undo my stack because usually it's like 12 or something washcloths, and then I redo it like this, heat it for another minute. So then they're really hot, and then I stick them in a plastic bag. I put them in a cooler, so you can use your Mary Kay cooler or whatever cooler you have, like a portable cooler. And then I have one of those hot packs that you can heat up in the microwave and to keep your food hot. I use that hot pack in there with my hot washcloths. So then when it's time for them to wash their face, I can pull out a steaming hot washcloth and they're like, wow, that is so cool. And so it's kind of fun and it feels very refreshing for their skin. But sometimes I don't do that. I just put my dry washcloths into my bag and they're ready to go. So whichever process you want to do. Then, of course, you're going to want satin hands and satin lips. I actually just put my satin lips in there because then I always know where it is. So satin hands and satin lips are in my satin hands bag. And then I have this little guy. Ooh, I just dropped it on the ground, so all my glosses are popping out. I have this little guy for my lip glosses. You can use whatever contraption you want to keep your lip glosses looking cute. They don't even have to look cute. You could just put them in a bag. Like when I first started in Mary Kay, I didn't have all 12 or 14 lip glosses. I just had two that I thought were great and best sellers. So I would put the two in there and then the 4 lipsticks that I was using because I thought those were also pretty. And then I would bring these to my appointment. So if you don't have all the lip colors, you do not need to have them all because I rarely demo them all. I demo a few of my favorites. So choose your favorites and then put those in your bag. And that is, oh, and then one last thing. If I'm going to a party, I like to use a bag. You can use a Miracle Set bag or the Satin Hands bag. And I put some prizes in there. So this is just like a postcard and I have the little lip gloss in there. You could put a hand cream or even one of the mini compacts, like one of the baby compacts you could give with a bow around it. And then these are the prizes that I give for people to pay attention. So one of the things that I do at a party is have a roll of tickets. And I have Sydney, um, kind of go like this and rip it off and then rip one section of the tickets in here. So that way I don't have to have the people ripping the ticket and putting it in. The tickets are already fed into here. So if you have just the one-sided ticket, you have somebody rip them in half, put the other half in there, and then you just give them half of the ticket, however you need to do it. So it's like streamlined. It's easy for me to just have a small roll of tickets and be like, oh, thanks for asking that question. Oh, that's a great question. And so I give tickets for people for participating or asking questions or just any like interaction at the party, and people get really excited about it, and some people get very competitive. So you're going to have a lot of great question and answers because people are engaged and wanting a ticket. And then I do the ticket drawing at the end, which I'll explain that together on a different session. But that is packing for the actual party. And the other piece of packing is what I put in the car. So I liked bringing products with me in the car, or if I'm at my house, they're already here. But I just wanted to show you really fast. So this won't be super long, but I wanted to give you an idea of what I do. I have, this is from Hobby Lobby, just like an organizer of all my cheek colors. So I keep it like this, put together, and I labeled them with the colors up there. So each of the colors are in there. So as we change color, discontinue colors or change things around, I do change this up eventually. So like my eyeshadows in there, and I have another one for other eyeshadows. So you can keep it a little bit more organized, and that way I know where they all are. And then also in this bag, I put a travel roll-up bag. And I put a brush set in here, but I am out of brush set. I just sold my last one today. So that is on order. And then I have this bag, just a normal reusable bag. And then you're going to love this, boxes. Do you recognize these boxes? They're just order boxes. And I put all the lips in here. So these are all my lip glosses. And to keep them filed and separate, I have these inside here. This is literally just an index card that I folded in half, or you can use cardstock, or you could use a postcard, or you could use mail, whatever you want to do. But I just folded and cut it so it fit inside here, and I keep all of the things in line. So I have 3 boxes like that. So that's one. Here's another one. I have one more, one more at the bottom. So each like color family, the gel lipsticks are separate from the Supreme Hydration, and the eyebrow tint is separate from the liquid eyeshadow. So it's all separated in there. And then I also have this cool bin. And this I got from Mary Kay Connections a while ago, but you could do the boxes as well with this. So it's just keeping it all separate with all my the mascaras and eyebrow pencils. And then inside here are more containers of eyeliners and lip liners. And then on the sides, I put the compacts on in the little pocket on this side. And then on this side is the mascara that doesn't fit because it's too fat to fit in the top. So you just make it work, right? That's what we do. We make it work. And then lastly, I take this off my shelf every time I go somewhere to a party. I think, who's coming to my party and what do I think I'm going to be selling? So if the party is all skincare, then I know I'm definitely going to pack a lot of skincare. If the party is specifically for wedding makeup, then I'm probably not going to sell that much skincare, but I'm going to pack a few just in case. So what I did is just pull things off my shelf that I think we're going to demo or use. And I'm doing it based on my sheet. So whatever I'm going to show, I want it to be on my sheet. And it doesn't mean that I'm going to show all the skincare lines because I never show all the skincare lines, but we're going to talk about we're going to do the repair set. And then I might pull out the eye makeup remover, the micellar water, and the finishing spray. So I'm going to make sure that I put those things in here. So that way at the end of the party, I'm not like, oh, I should have put that in my box. That's what I try to think that in my mind of what should I actually bring to have available for people to purchase that night. So I do have a checklist of kind of everything that we just talked about, and I emailed it to you ladies, and then I also can share it. Let's see if I can share it on my little screen here. Yes, here we go. So this is, where did it go? Can you see it? No. There.
I see it.
Yeah,
Okay,
we see
good.
it.
Oh, good. So this is just this literally what I just talked about. It's my packing list to kind of help you figure out what do you want to put in your bag. So if you have questions, feel free to ask me, but I tried to kind of summarize what I just showed you. And each time I go to an appointment, it changes a little. Like if I have a customer that's, saying I want to do, I need help with my eyebrows, then I'm going to add my eyebrow bag in there. So I didn't put every single thing in my bag because you don't want to bring everything in your bag. That would be heavy and overwhelming. So, especially if it's a new customer, you kind of keep to what I just showed you as like the real basic things. But if it's somebody who you've been working with for a while and you know she already has these things, then, well, gosh, maybe you're going to add in the toning lotion. You want to share her with that with her, or maybe the replenish serum C plus E. So whatever special products that you think, oh, I have to show these to her, add those into your bag. But the essentials are kind of in here now. So I would like to open it up to any questions that you ladies have. Do any of you have any questions or comments or things that you found helpful in what we just talked about?
So I was curious, you've got all your, like I don't know, 3 or 4 different bags there of things that are pre-packed. Do you like it's like for instance, you pulled out, here's the mascaras and here's
Yeah.
the liners and things like that. Do you like is that just where you keep all of your
Mm,
inventory all the time? So it's either like you pull it out of
yes.
there no matter what, whether it's you're on
Yes.
the go or someone's at your house. Okay.
Everything in the boxes are always in there. So like all my lip glosses always stay in this box. So
Mhm.
that way it's like I can grab it and go, or I just know exactly where it is. The only thing that comes out of the box is the big products because I have a big shelf. This one. I don't keep that
Gotcha.
stuff in there. This all has a home on my shelf, and I like to
Okay.
see it on the shelf because it's easier for me to do my inventory and like order when I know how much product I have. But in the little boxes, I like to keep all the little stuff together in the box.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, because I realized the other day or sometime in the last few months that, yeah, or it was much easier for me to like pull out boxes of things that I've got on my shelf with my inventory and just put them in my bag to take with. So I've got like one of those old, I don't know, they're like, I don't know, 4 by 12 boxes, with the pretty
Yeah.
covers and things like that. They were a Mary Kay thing at one point. So I've got some of those and then just like clinical solutions boxes and whatnot filled with various things that's just easy to grab and go and take with me.
Yeah. I love that.
Mhm.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Uh, Anybody else? Yes, Terry.
Well, I just remember on one of Lori Hogg's videos or sessions, she had said that at a party, what she would do is put a brush set at the places where people were sitting, and, and she would tell them that if you want to use your own brush set, you can purchase it now and use it at the party and just write it on your order sheet and then you can use your own. Otherwise, give it back to me and then we'll just use my brushes. I
Mm,
thought that was interesting because a lot of times people are like, oh, yeah, I would like to have my own brushes to use, sanitary and all that kind of stuff.
yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember her saying that. And then she just has like a jar, right? Like a jar of brushes, like in the middle of the table. So then you can
Yeah.
pull it out. And I mean they're clean, but they're not brand new. So
Right. If you don't want to purchase it, then you would just use those from the jar.
yeah. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
great idea. I would definitely sell some brush sets.
Mm. Also, and maybe how do you display your stuff when you arrive
Mhm.
somewhere? Or maybe that's a whole nother lesson. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely a great question. We will talk about that next week on like how I set up a party, but you're gonna laugh. It's not really that pretty. I mean, I just like take over the table and put my stuff up. Like I don't even make cute displays or make it super fancy. I'm just using whatever space they have and setting my products there. So that's a good question. So I'll show you like what my party setup looks like.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Anybody else have more questions? Okay. Did you is there anything that you found surprising or that you were surprised like kind of it was interesting to know or you're like I already do that?
It seems like a lot of stuff that you're toting around.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to put as much stuff in there as I do. What I find is I like to be prepared. I am like, I don't know. Well, you already know me, Terry. I'm an overpacker, right? Like I bring a lot of stuff with me everywhere I go. So, I do have a lot of stuff, but I find I'd rather have too much than like not have the thing I want. And also, you don't have to bring everything I'm bringing, especially if you're going to this appointment and it's brand new. You probably don't need the eyeshadow or the cheek color trays because you're not going to be doing that at the appointment. So you don't have to bring those things. I just like to bring them because in case at the end somebody's like, I want some eyeshadows, then I can be like, oh, here you go. Let's look at these eyeshadow colors. So it just helps me to have it available, but I don't always show them or let them try everything that I'm actually bringing. So that's a good point. So you can definitely pare down what you put in your bag.
How about lipsticks? How are you demoing
Mm.
those? I mean, you said you brought, your
Yes.
bag of glosses, but how about lipsticks? Because there's a
Yeah.
bunch of
So
those.
lipsticks, I actually I have this thing for this the Supreme Hydration lipsticks, and then
Mm,
I just scrape the lipstick like to actually demo the lipstick. I just scrape it off like here's some lipsticks in here. And so my lipsticks do not look very beautiful. Like even this one looks kind of like a little interesting because I'm
mm.
just scraping it off and then having them try it. So that's how I demo the lipstick.
How often do you have to replace do you think? Like
Um,
they get
yeah.
old or smelly or whatever.
Yeah, you know what? I don't really I don't replace them too often. I probably still have lipstick from like 5 years. So I don't find that they get super smelly because
Okay.
I'm not opening them that often either. So they're, and they're just using it one time. So um I don't usually I don't usually replace it because it's like, well, this is just my demo, and you get you'll buy a fresh one. And I do run out of certain colors. So like boho plum, I just had to replace that one because I sell so much of that color. So that's why I find for especially for new consultants, just pick the colors that you're like, I really like these shades. There's some shades that I can't even remember the last time well, like Sunset Peach came out with a look a while ago, but it'd been like 3 years before I'd even opened that color. So, it's like some colors I don't personally use that much, but other colors I'm like, you have to try this color.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, good question. Yes, Terry.
And then what I did, at least, I mean, at my house, I like my house so that I can just run and get it out off my shelf. But um, what I did is I took um, the things on my shelf that are not outdated, that are no longer available, that
Mhm.
are no longer being sold, and I put them in a basket and I put them at a discounted price. So
Mm.
I said, okay, everything in this basket is like, just say $15. So, boy, everybody was looking through the basket, and I sold a lot of things out of that basket. So it's like the pedicure sets, and some like that, the warm palette, or that Barbie pink palette.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I sold a lot of things out of that basket, more than the things that are in the book.
Great. That's exciting. Yeah, it's nice to get rid of like things that you're like, I don't need this anymore. So
Yeah,
that's
it's sitting
good.
on my shelf doing nothing.
Right. Yeah. That's great. Yeah. Good suggestion. Put it in a basket and have it on sale. I love doing that. Anybody else suggestions or questions? Okay. Well, hopefully that was helpful to you, and you now are more empowered to go out and hold some appointments and you know what to bring. Next week, we'll talk about the setup of the party and kind of like the beginning of the party, how to get started, how to work it. And it's not always a party, sometimes it's just one-on-one. So we'll talk about both of those scenarios and what to do. So I emailed you the little list that I showed you on the screen. So if there's anything that you're like, I think you should add this, go ahead and ask, message me or let me know. That is just like guide. It's not like you have to do it this way, but that's been helpful for me. So when I know that I have a party coming up, it's really easy for me to pack for it because I know exactly where things go. So if you have a process, it becomes really simple and it's almost like a routine versus like, oh my God, I have something going on. I don't even have any idea what I need. So hopefully this kind of gave you that guideline of how to do it.